morning and welcome to Pre-Market Podcasts. Today, Tuesday, 30th of September, 2025. I hope you enjoyed the market runs yesterday. And if you actually went along with yesterday's podcast, you see that yesterday's market actually closed at over 142,000 points. And so before we dived into today's analysis, you have to understand that this is not a financial or trading advice. So please do your due diligence before investing in any of the stocks on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So yesterday's 29th, which is Monday, the all-share index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange advanced by 975.54 points. That's about 0.69% to close at 142,133.03, which reflects a positive market sentiment, though the number of deals surged, went up by 25.73%, indicating heightened trading activity. However, volume and market turnover dropped by 26% and 35.66% respectively. So you can see the breadth of the market yesterday, which suggests that although more deals were executed, they were on lower volumes and smaller transaction values compared to the previous session last week, Friday. Okay, so if you look at the snapshots in our second slide, you see that on Friday, we had 141,157.49 on the all-share index, but yesterday closed at 142,133.03, which indicates a 0.69% increase. And if you look at the number of deals that happened yesterday, that's 28,081 deals, indicating a 25.73% increase from the number of deals from Friday. And the volume traded also dropped while the market turnover dropped. So even though the number of deals that happened yesterday increased by 25%, the value, the transaction values dropped by 35.66%, indicating smaller transaction amounts over more number of deals happening yesterday. Okay, and if we look at the top gainers of yesterday, we have THOMASWY closing at 3 naira 63 kobo. That's a 10% increase. Also last Friday, THOMASWY was number one in the top gainers. So in the last 2 trading days has done about 20% increase. SFS rate closed at 346.55, came second in the top gainers. Living Trust, number 3, closed at 5 naira 66 kobo, made a 9.9% increase. ETERNA closed at 30 naira 65 kobo, made an increase over 9.86%. And number 5 on the top gainers list is Carverton, which closed at 6 naira 83 kobo, indicating a 9.28% increase. And when you look at the top losers for yesterday on Monday, we have number 1, MANSARD. MANSARD closed at 14 naira 4 kobo, indicating a 10% loss. Followed by UPL that closed at 5 naira 4 kobo, indicating a 9.85% loss. Then followed by Len Africa. Len Africa closed at 9 naira 5 kobo yesterday. That indicates a 9.72% loss. Then Julius Berger and Cornerstone came number 4 and number 5. Actually, these two stocks weren't in the top 5 as at just a few minutes to the close of the market yesterday, but by the time the numbers were aggregated and all that after market close, Julius Berger made number 4 and closed at 136.5, indicating a minus 8.7% loss, while Cornerstone Insurance came number 5 on the top losers list. Closing at 5 naira 86 kobo, indicating a 7.42% loss. Okay, so if we look at the expected market performance for today, Tuesday, the NGX All Share Index is forecast to open steadily with the potential for modest gains driven by strong liquidity and strong interest in banking, consumer, and industrial sectors, just as we've been seeing the momentum driven across these sectors. Institutional investors are likely to focus on premium and large capital stocks as they rebalance portfolios. Since we are at the end of Q3, selecting or supporting selective upward movements in key index components. For investors looking to adjust their portfolios, take gains from here and there, and rebalance, reinvest into other stocks to rebalance their portfolio. So we'll be seeing some of those changes as they are preparing for another quarter, which will be the Q4 for year 2025. Sector-specific momentum is anticipated, particularly among financial and growth stocks, which could offset any pockets of weakness in smaller capitals and smaller caps. Okay. We also have trading volumes are expected to remain high, but narrowing market breadth may mean gains are concentrated on select major names rather than across the board. So we might see more volume, but with lesser market breadth. So that is, we can see the turnovers and the volumes are decreasing, even though the number of deals and the points increasing. Overall, the market is positioned for a stable to moderately positive close, though intermittent bouts of volatility from profit taking and rotation are possible as investors prepare for October, which is the Q4, the fourth quarter of the year. So we've been seeing a lot of profit taking happening after that surge, that bullish run on the Nigerian stock market, and we might still be seeing some investors taking out profit from their portfolio. So let's look at sectoral and key stock focus for today. Financials, banks and financials are likely to lead volume again following last week's dominance, where about 6.4 billion shares were subscribed over 83% of the volume. We have oil and gas. We are expected to see directional price action, attracting high value trades despite fresh profit taking in the oil and gas, and even some recent dividends that has been declared in the sector also can also attract investors to invest in that sector. Consumer and industrial goods indices and sector gains into week's end, suggesting a momentum could persist among large caps. So you can look out for the NGX industry, consumer goods also. Then growth and premium stocks, NGX Growth Index surged by 16.3% last week, while premium and blue chips, which is the banks, consumer majors, and telcos, remain attractive on corporate activities and defensive trade. So for our for today's market, before the market opens, for today's trade, a strong banking and financial sector activity is expected to continue as institutions rebalance portfolios at quarter end. So we are going to be seeing lots of rebalancing of portfolios since we are at the end of Q3, entering the Q4, which is the last quarter of the year. Market liquidity remains robust, supporting selective buying, especially in premium sector, in the growth sector, and in the large cap stocks. So you can watch out for those today as you trade on the market. Persistent momentum in industrials and consumer goods may drive sector-specific gains amid recent positive performance. So at the weekend, I'm believing we'll be able to take each of these sector one after the other and break down the numbers that they've done for Q3. For Q3, so we'll be having a Q3 review of the sectoral performance and stock performance. Okay, so active rotation between sectors is likely, with institutional flows influencing early market moves. Profit taking could intensify in small and mid-cap segments, contributing to increased volatility. So we can still see some stocks dragging down this week. Also today, most especially, narrowing market breadth suggests a less broad-based rally and the potential for choppy market performance in the near term. Uncertainty around new macroeconomic data and policy actions could introduce additional short-term risk. End of month and quarter-end pressure from institutions that are repositioning or that want to rebalance their portfolio may lead to unpredictable price swings in some names. Some investors or institutions might be dumping their shares for other stocks in other companies. So we can see different price swings today because it's today between today and tomorrow as we prepare for the Q4 session that's coming up. Okay, so overall outlook for today's market. Today's session is expected to open quietly with sharp moves likely at sector or stock level. Rather than index-wide, portfolio managers and institutional traders may continue to square books for quarter and month end. The market is positioned for a positive finish to September, with rotations likely into defensive and premium sectors, but intermittent volatility due to profit taking cannot also be ruled out in today's market. in today's market. So I'll see you tomorrow again for another pre-market live where we'll look at everything that's going to happen today in today's market. Interestingly, I hope we have a good run with it. So thank you very much, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you tomorrow, same time tomorrow. Thank you.